Our next author is Lynne Lawrence Starcke. Lynne graduated summa cum laude from the University of Texas at Austin with a degree in elementary education and has nearly 2 decades of teaching experience, which includes being an instructional coach for Seguin ISD. She dedicates this book to all parents who strive for and delight in fostering creativity and moral cognizance in their children. She hopes this book inspires young authors to create their own magical journey through literature. Her 3 children have been the inspiration for this book, and this book can also be found on Amazon.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Indie Authors Day. As she said, my name is Lynne Lawrence Starcke, and I am excited to share this book with you called The 3 Royal Brothers that I co-authored with my son, Christopher. As an educator, I found that children really struggle with the process of creative writing. And so one night when I was putting Christopher to bed, instead of reading him a story, I decided that we would create our own. So I started with a line and I asked him to add another, and I added and then he added, and we never knew which direction it was going to go. And it emerged this incredible book, this story. And my hope as an educator is that teachers will use this book as a springboard for creative writing and the creative writing process with their students. So please sit back and enjoy the book, The 3 Royal Brothers. Chapter 1, The Threads of Lineage. Once upon a time, in the land of legend and mystery, there lived 3 noble brothers. It came to pass that they lived in the home of their grandparents, who were wise and gentle. Their grandfather had always told them stories of their illustrious history and their heritage. The youths were the ancient descendants of an emperor who would only entrust the mysteries of his kingdom to 3 brothers born at the same time of the same parents, as foretold by the sages. In all the centuries, there had never been such a relationship of his descendants until these 3. It was for this reason that they had been said to live in secrecy with their modest grandparents. When the boys reached the age of maturity and became men, they were allowed to pursue the legend and fulfill the dreams of their lineage. The grandfather instructed them to venture high into the Trinity Crags, a sacred mountain range with prominent triple peaks, and there they would find their answers. The brothers gathered provisions and said tearful farewells and set off to the mountains. After climbing for several days, they came upon an iguana sunning himself on a rock. As the brothers began to walk past, the iguana spoke to them and said he had been waiting a long time for them. The brothers watched in astonishment as the small iguana transformed himself into an enormous dragon. The dragon then told the brothers that in order for them to claim the secrets of their ancestors, they must first prove themselves to be truthful, wise, and kind. Chapter 2, Heart of Stone. The great dragon then instructed the first brother to travel to the summit of the first peak and seek out a green jade gemstone of priceless value. The brothers set off and found a deep cavern inhabited by an elderly hermit. Inside the cave, the first brother discovered the jewel set high atop a heap of rocks, being guarded by the hermit. The brother told him of his quest and demanded to be given the gem, but the frail man refused. The brother then devised a plan to deceive the hermit. He claimed he was the emperor of the realm and required the crystal for the kingdom. At this, the hermit respectfully bowed low, apologized for his blunder, and happily gave the brother the precious jade. Pushing the old man aside, the brothers set off on the long journey down the mountain to present the gem to the dragon. As he approached the dragon, the gem began to fade in color, turning a sickly green and then ashen gray. By the time he had reached the dragon's perch, it had become the blackest shade of night. When the first royal brother returned to the dragon, He reverently placed the prize at his feet. Knowing the state of the trinket, the dragon inquired how the brother had acquired the gem. The brother tried to justify his deceptive methods to the creature, but the dragon knew he had failed to obtain the jewel with honor and was unworthy. The dragon cast his gaze down upon the brother, and with a blaze of brilliant fire, the man's spirit was forever sealed in the jade figurine. Chapter 3, Garden of Seasons. The great dragon then turned to the second royal brother. He instructed him to journey to the distant elevation of the second mountain peak to obtain a single glistening flower. Although the harsh frost of winter spread across the land, the brother set off to complete his task. When he finally reached the pinnacle, he began to hear the most enchanting song. There in the outcroppings, untouched by winter's chill, he saw a tiny pixie singing and dancing atop the petals of a lovely flower in the midst of a beautiful garden. He asked if he could pick the flower, for he needed it to obtain the wisdom of his ancestors. The pixie said the flower was the source of her life, and if it were plucked from the earth, she would surely perish. The brother decided to sit and ponder this predicament, while the pixie continued to dance and sing her pleasant tune. As he watched, he came to adore the melody of her song and the gracefulness of her ballet. He could not bear the thought of this lovely, innocent creature being hurt, and yet he must deliver the flower to the dragon if he had any hope of attaining the wisdom and secrets of his ancestral lineage. Chapter 4, Nest of Arrows. Meanwhile, the dragon turned to the third royal brother. He instructed him to venture to the third mountain peak and bring back the griffin that nested high atop the summit. The brother immediately set off to find the griffin. Being a highly skilled hunter, the third brother was convinced that he would be the one to claim the secrets to the throne of his ancestors. After braving the daunting climb to the highest elevation, the brother found the griffin sleeping in its carefully fashioned nest. With a steady hand, the brother took his bow, set an arrow, and carefully aimed at the beast. The arrow sailed through the air and pierced the slumbering griffin in the heart. As he approached, the third brother noticed a clutch of eggs in the nest beneath the griffin's now lifeless body. Having completed his task, he gathered up the body to deliver to the dragon and claim his reward. Resting the griffin at the dragon's feet, the brother felt assured of his victory. The dragon then shook his head and explained that there was no need to kill the beast, for it would have traveled along peacefully. The dragon knew the brother had acted hastily and without prudence. Now the eggs would never hatch, and griffins would disappear from the world. The dragon cast his gaze down upon the brother, and with a blaze of brilliant fire, transformed the griffin's body into a golden statue and forever sealed the man's spirit within. Chapter 5, Blossoms of Fate. During this time, the second brother had been waiting, thinking, and watching the pixie happily dance on the shimmering flower. Finally, he posed a question. Would it be acceptable if he dug up the flower, roots and all, and brought it to the dragon? The pixie assured him that as long as the flower was not plucked from its stem, she would remain well. With the utmost care, the second royal brother began to dig around at the base of the flower, delicately preserving the roots. He transplanted the blossom into a bowl from his satchel. The tiny pixie continued to dance and sing as he carried his precious cargo down the mountain. When the second royal brother returned to the dragon, He tenderly placed the bowl containing the shimmering flower at his feet. In that instance, the dragon transformed into a likeness reminiscent of their grandfather. The old man introduced himself as the ancient emperor of his forefathers. The emperor told the brother that he and he alone had acted in truthfulness, wisdom, and kindness, and had earned the honor of learning the secrets of his ancestors. At that moment, the pixie was transformed into the most beautiful woman the brother had ever seen. The emperor gave the brother an ancient scroll that contained 10 secrets that would guide him in ruling the kingdom. The emperor then said that he may marry the woman who would bestow 3 wishes upon him. After contemplating for some time, the brother said that he would be jubilant to marry this woman whom he had come to love deeply. And as for his 3 wishes, in his wisdom, the brother only asked for a simple house on a hill, a happy marriage, and 3 children who would grow to be truthful, wise, and kind. The end. I hope you have enjoyed this book. It was a lot of fun to make. It was a lot of fun to share this with my son. And again, it can be used as a teaching tool, as a springboard for creative writing. The vocabulary can be used as a vocabulary study. You can teach dictionary skills using guide words. It can be used in a lot of ways. And again, the pictures, it all can be artwork, all of that. So I hope you enjoyed the book, and it can be found in Ingram Press, Mascot Books, and Amazon. So thank you for letting me share this time with you.